name is Jesper Wallstedt. I'm the goalie for the Iowa Wild, and I'm from Västerås, Sweden.
No! No 5-0. I'm not giving that today.
I was very excited to get over here finally, you know, having the draft during the COVID year and not being able to be over here for the draft.
A 24-save shutout for Jesper Wallstedt, the first in his North American pro career.
It's been with a lot of ups and downs and new things happening to me. I probably myself thought it was going to be easier than it has been, and I think I've kind of got into that realization that, okay, it's a lot of new things. Just always dreaming about playing in the NHL one day.
Jesper Wallstedt earns the shutout in his second NHL start.
As older as I've gotten, I kind of realized that I want to be there for a long while.
Lite roligare nu än vad det var I Dallas.
And I'd rather get there and stay there than get there and not feel like I'm prepared for it.
Fika in Swedish is when you're drinking coffee or tea or something, water if you want, or Coke or something like that. And then you have some kanelbullar or dammsugare and chocolate bowl. You can have a lot of things, and or cakes. This is a Swedish tradition.
I was born and raised in Västerås, Sweden. My family lives here and I stay here during the summers together with my girlfriend. In Sweden it's a pretty big city. I think it's like the 6th biggest city here with about 160,000 people.
I was very sad when he come home last summer and said, I'm going to buy my first apartment. No, you can live here. No, I can't live in the basement. I don't want my own. I have been by myself for 5 years now. I need something, okay? So he buy it. I like to have him home.
Does he come over here often?
Not so often. No, more, I want more.
So it's my dad Jonas and then my mom Helena. I also have a half older brother, Jacob. He's basically like a older brother to me because we've grown up right next to each other my whole life. And then we have our little dog, Sally.
He was always with his older brother when he was sporting, football, soccer, hockey. He was always there together with him.
So when he was in the preschool, they said to me, you can't competition with him because he wants to competition with everything, with everyone. I said, who first to the door, or who's eating up first, and like that. That was not so good because he want to win.
I guess everything started on that street. In the beginning, they played the floorball and street hockey. One day, the puck had to go through the window in the basement, and I have a pretty nice car in there. So it was like, what the hell has happened now? so at that moment, we decided that place is not good enough to play hockey, street hockey on. So I built that hockey ramp.
I had this net with the net set up behind and I was shooting from that side. Back then there was another tree in the middle there with
apples on, and everything was just for fun. We enjoyed it all the time, and it always ended up here or on the street. They've never pushed me to do anything that I didn't want to do myself. Whatever it was always up to myself and was always something that I wanted to do, and I always had my parents' full support. We're at Rocklunda here in Västerås, Sweden. All the facilities, so we have the hockey rink, another hockey rink, bandy rink, soccer field, and we're gonna take a little tour around here. It's a really good hockey town. A town that has always strived to try to get to the highest league in Sweden, and been very close a couple of years. This is where I grew up and where I played juniors. This is the second rink, which you use as soon as the men's team are in the big rink. You get downgraded down into this one, and a lot of practices has been done in here. Here is where I scored my first goalie goal in juniors, but as you can see, there's no cameras in here, so it wasn't recorded.
Were there witnesses at least?
Yeah, oh yeah. So there are people standing. My parents were probably standing around here, and it was from there over to that end. My dad and my brother was goalies, so it kind of felt natural that way, but I always loved doing both, being a player and a goalie. So my dad thought I was going to be a player, and my brother thought I was going to be a player, but at the end I wanted to be a goalie, as I remembered.
I was a soccer girl when I was young, and I want Jesper to play soccer, but he wants to play ice hockey. We have already one, so we can have two. The big brother was a goalie too, so it's okay. They need to do that they want to.
So when I was in Stockholm or past some nice gear shop, always buy a nice stick or things like that, just for motivate him to be a skater. And one day he says to me, "Dad, it doesn't matter what you say. I can be a skater now, but when I grow up, I will be a goalie."
Henrik Lundqvist is my big role model, and I remember being at his goalie camp and taking a picture there, getting a stick signed and so on. I remember it was really cool. One of the things that I do every summer here now for the last couple of years is attending Västerås goalie camp, which is driven by my old goalie coach that I've had when I played back home here.
I miss the part when you can drive down to the arena and look at the practicing and decide to go to some games. I really miss that part of Jesper's hockey.
When you were young, you kind of got a little bothered by it. You're like, why is he always here looking and coming with comments and try to give you feedback and so on. And you're like, why do you have to be here every single game or practice? But now it's more fun because now I don't see it every single day.
When he was in Sweden, I look at everything, and it was easier to see the development and the process. Now it's like more like steps. That okay, now this has happened, and now it's that steps, and a little bit more like this.
Vi börjar med Formel 1. Formel 1 är att alla har varsin puck.
A brand new stick, that's why I'm sticking on it. It's so good. Fresh tape job, fresh knob, fresh everything. Rock solid.
Go! Go, go, go! Tempo, speed! Up until he was 12, 13 years old, he was that happy kid who could just as he loved playing hockey, he could also be the one that was swimming on the ice during a practice.
Go, go, go!
He still has that in him. Yeah, as I can see here, he always says he still has his smile behind the mask. He's Jesper. Compared to 2 years ago when he left for Iowa the first time, a lot has happened. He's more composed, he's quicker, he's a more grown man, and you can see that on the ice as well.
was very tough when he was 15 years to send him to Luleå, but that was he wanted to.
At that age, I felt like Luleå had the best resources and wanted to put the most time into me developing and becoming one of their goalies of the future.
Bergström får det här läget, men inhoppande Wallstedt har fått en bra kassen.
You have your own apartment, and it was empty apartment, and you should put your 15-year-old son in there and then leave from there like 3 days later.
For me, it was good to have Linda, a female trainer there, so to take care of him. She go to him, give him some food when he was sick and everything. She was very good.
Faktiskt, Wingeli finns med hugg håller inte Wingeli! Wallstedt! Vilken förflyttning får det på sig!
It was a big change for him, moving up here, living alone. Everything was new and he had to take care of himself.
She felt like she was more than a goalie coach. She was really good at seeing the human being more than just the goalie out there.
Off the ice, we spent the first 2 years just trying to figure out how to be a professional athlete, what to eat, when to sleep, how much recovery you need, how to handle school, how to handle practice, but also just how to be as a person and how to commit to being sort of the best version of yourself.
Vi får se hur många säsonger vi får njuta av honom. Det är väl det då kanske som kan sätta stopp för att det inte blir så många just i SHL just.
Looking back, how important at this point of your life does that point in your life mean to you?
A lot, very important, because now when I moved over to the States, it didn't feel like it was a big step. It felt more like something I already done, and I wasn't scared of moving there, and I wasn't scared of a new culture or whatever it was, because I've already faced that and took care of it. I was open-minded and ready to adjust or find whatever method that I needed to fit into the daily basis of living over there.
I'm really proud of him for trusting the process and being patient and knowing that development takes a lot of time, and I think that he's going to be patient and he's going to keep at it until he reaches his goals.
So we're headed to Nacka in Stockholm, and that's where I work out in the summers at the Pisano-gruppen with Sebastian Pisano. So I usually travel there 3 to 4 times a week to work out. I've been working with him for probably 5, 6, almost 7 years maybe, and always in the summer I go there to work out, and then in the winters we keep contact and discuss if any problems or anything comes up throughout the season.
I botten och i toppen. Det här är bättre. Bra, exakt så. Kommer ner, hitta positionen, skulderblad och jobba. We start seeing where he is when he comes back from the season, if he has injury, any problems. And then you slowly build from that to more of a performance-based training in the end of the summer. Hitta position, men du skjuter knät framåt då. Så du kommer ner full stretch, baksida lårtäcke vad, och sen driver du upp därifrån.
I really liked his philosophy, the way he communicates and the way he just sets up the workouts. He's also very educated and know what he's talking about and what he's doing.
2 kvar, lutar inte över, stanna kvar, stanna kvar, stanna kvar, stanna kvar, bra. 1 kvar. Sista, bröst upp. He's a very intelligent player and he's a very intelligent worker, so you motivate him by explaining why we do things. And you need to bring him on the process of every step to motivate him.
We started our off-season training June 1st. We had guys in rehabbing. Before that, we had some guys training for the World Championships. We've had a good group all through June and into July. And then now I leave for a couple weeks to go check on guys.
Oh, it's superb. I remember last year he was here as well, and I enjoyed that time, and now he made the trip again.
It's good to get one-on-one time with the guys because you don't always get that in the season, right? And just have conversations with them. You get to see their lifestyle, where they're from, get to understand them better. If you understand people better, you understand how to coach them better, you know? If you can see where they come from, where their home is, what their mindset's like, just want to make sure that they're in a good spot, working hard and in good shape coming into camp.
It's a good receipt on kind of what we've been doing, and also means that they care, and they're also curious of what I'm doing at home and the work I put in. So I think it's a good sign. So we're here in my apartment here in Västerås, Sweden. My draft jersey when I was drafted, and my dad has also put a couple notes down here what every jersey that hangs on this wall means and what they're about. So this one says Minnesota draft jersey, NHL entry draft 2021, round 1, pick 20.
With the 20th pick in the 2021 NHL entry draft, the Minnesota Wild are proud to select Jesper Wallstedt from Luleå.
We were a celebration in Rocklunda, in a party room, and we were sitting there waiting, and the hour was going, and it was a little bit, I think Jesper it was very nervous because he thinks it was going on the 10th around there, and when it was 15, 16, he, oh mommy, maybe I don't go in the first. No, you can go in the second. And then they took him at 20. He was so nice, happy, very happy.
Second one is the NHL debut on 10th of January 2024 against Dallas. So that's my debut jersey, and definitely means a lot and hangs on the wall for a reason, and is something that I value a lot.
We kind of have a gift for you tonight, I feel like, for this game, because we have a Swedish hockey gift. It's Jesper Wallstedt, 21 years old. We're going to go on the ice, presented by Verizon. We'll see this young man skating around.
I think the biggest challenge is not to be too excited, too nervous, obviously. So just to try to find, that perfect balance where your focus is right where it needs to be.
It was really emotional for me as a father. It was like a quick recap for his whole hockey career, and now here it was really surreal.
And then the last one, of course, the biggest that I think, which is very surreal, that I've played with and spent a little bit of time with, is Flowers jersey. I just felt when I was called up, I had to take the opportunity to ask for a sign. So I ordered a jersey to the organization and walked down with it to the locker room, and we got it signed. So that one's pretty surreal and definitely means a lot. These 4 helmets, which I all had in Luleå. So these, in order, are the first one I had, and the first one I've designed together with Dave Art. And then from there it just moves on with one helmet each year. So on this one it's the steel man from the logo. I like when the stripes goes from the top to the bottom, and otherwise just cool details. And here is the one I did for the World Juniors that got cancelled, and also that we played in the summers after. For this one I wanted to do something with just a clean white background, a couple details, and then put like a tribute to Henrik Lundqvist, because that was the year he retired and also had the big surgery. So I thought, just representing my country, going back to that he was the guy that I'm thinking of when I think about the Three Crowns and our national team. So then from there we kind of go on to my first Minnesota mask, as well, designed with Dave Art. Wanted to do something with white background again, with matching the white cage that I always had. Put a lot of green on it, kind of a State of Hockey handwritten logo on the side, which is pretty sick, together with a little bit of trees from Minnesota.
He's taken some big steps now, and I think we've all seen the on-ice performances and how amazing he can be at times, but it's the stuff away from the rink, and now he's understanding all these little things can make him into a really good goalie and one that can play for a long time, and that's going to elevate him.
The Minnesota Wild is going to have a goaltender who's committed to being the best version of himself, and he's not going to give up. He's going to go at it until he's the best.
I'm very, very happy for him because I know what he have done and how hard he has worked.
It's always just been living in the moment, really. Like when you were young, you always said like, okay, I'm gonna play in the NHL one day. I want to play there, but that's never been the goal ahead of you. It's always been, what can I do to get to this level? I want to get to this, and I want to play World Juniors because I've always watched that when I was young. I want to play in the SHL because that's the highest league in Sweden. I want to get drafted, and then it ended up being, okay, I want to get drafted in the first round because no Swedish goalie has ever done that. So when I was a kid, I was always just playing like I was playing the Stanley Cup final. Nowadays, I haven't dreamed like that because I'm not in the NHL yet, really. But definitely when I get a little sniff of it and get more into it, hopefully, I'll probably try to, maybe not look in that direction, but definitely dream of it. And these are the firsts I had in Västerås, the 1S. So these were the last pads in Västerås that I used. From there, I think I moved over to these, I think, which I made custom. So here's the real equipment basement. So here's where we keep everything. So we have old pads, and we just have a bunch of blockers laying everywhere. Pads, pants, more gloves and blockers, and pretty much a little bit of everything.